Welcome to another episode of Gardening with Mel. We have special guest Mr Ron Seaton here again with us, and today he's going to show us how he grows his chrysanthemums.
They're at bloom at present, so we'll show you a little bit about how they come to flower and what shapes and forms they form, and we'll take it from there.
Beautiful. All right, let's take a look at these flowers.
Yeah, okay, well look, we'll start off with the large exhibition.
Absolutely stunning.
These are not as big as they should be. They should be 3 times bigger than this. This one here is called Primrose Mount Shasta. It gets blooms about 3 times as big as that. It can incurve or reflex, but it just makes a huge big ball. Incurving means this is coming in, the petals are coming in, and some of them are dropping down behind. This one here, not out yet by no means, but this one was probably 100 years old, this one. So I just love them, I just keep them for the sake of it. So we're into the reflexes. I'll point out some more as we go down.
Okay.
They all reflex. That one is called symbol, and that one's called flame symbol. They reflex down, and that's the form of them to make it. They hang right down and touch inside of the petal eventually to make a real drooping type flower. This one here is called Seton's blush. That is what they call an incurve. See, all the petals incurve and makes a ball.
And these unusual looking ones here, Mr Seaton, what are these?
These are what they call spiders or quills. Now a spider is one with the little hooks on them.
Right. Oh, I see, they've got little
hooks on them.
Right.
And a quill is like a pencil quill. See the quill?
Oh wow, it's got like
Yeah,
a little groove inside there. That's pretty cool.
These are my favourites. I love spiders and that. Most of these I've bred myself. This one here, I bred this one back in about 1986.
Wow.
It's called Seton's Galaxy. It's won more champions in America and Australia than any Chrysi we've got growing here.
How did they get hold of it? You sent it over?
We used to exchange with a big nursery in America. He used to send plants to me and I used to send plants to him.
Right.
I've got booklets there where this one was on the front cover of the American National Magazine for the best new introduction in America. So it's very, very popular, that one. This purple one here, that is another one of the incurving ones.
Right.
That's one I named after me dog, and that's Seton's Billy. These are what they call a class 5. That means they're in no class. Not big ones, not reflexing, not incurving. They can be any shape or form. They don't quite match up to any of the other classifications, so they're all in a group which we call a section 5.
They almost look like dahlias.
Yeah, they were bred in Japan many, many years ago, and they're called the Princess Anne family. There's probably 10 or 20 different colours in them, but I've only got about 3 colours left in them now, but they are just, as you say, they're like a dahlia. They're absolute perfect little flower. This one here, I think every time I put on the bench it's won a prize. I named it after my favourite daughter-in-law. If she sees this video, she'll be thrilled.
What about your other daughter-in-law?
I haven't got another daughter-in-law.
Oh, well, that's good, isn't it?
Yeah, that's called Joanne Seton. Over there, they are all new seedlings I've bred. They've never been released to the public, so that,
oh wow!
They're all brand spanking new, all them. That's Lynn Seton there. That was a breakthrough, and I bred that one in chrysanthemums because, as you can see, the petal is different. It's got an edging of pink.
It does.
And a lighter pink in the centre. 99% of chrysanthemums are pure colour, and that was a breakthrough in colour.
All right, Mr Seaton, lead the way. What's next that you want to show us?
These are the Cascades. They naturally have big, long, drooping growth, but you have to tie them down to make them look good. But normally you put them on a frame, but I've simply put them on 2 layers and tied them down with bits of string. This is called, I'll turn it around like this so you can see it, it's called an ichimonji.
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 It is the national emblem of the Emperor of Japan.
Really?
You'll see it on his crest, but these petals get huge.
Do they open?
They open flat, but they're a special, to exhibit these, you can actually put a wire to hold them up.
They let you do that, do they?
Yes, that's about the only flower in the chrysanthemums in WA you can actually put a wire on. All the others have to be stand by themselves. I love them. I absolutely love them.
They are very different.
But they can grow up to 12 inches across in the old
Really?
measurement. Yeah.
It's like the size of a plate.
Yeah, they just get so huge.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm not just a pretty face, that's, you know,
wow.
bowl championship, iris championship, state championship for vase of flowers, sweet pea state championship, more sweet peas. I've won that many times. Hanging container state championship, irises again.
Most points overall President's Award.
Yeah.
Mr Seaton, look at all your ribbons.
Oh, I just have it in bags. Well, that's it for Ichimonjis. I won the champion Ichimonjis with that one, yeah. This one here, the Western Chrysanthemum Memorial Medal. That is
Ron Seaton, outstanding and unique services to chrysanthemum growers and societies affiliated with the
ACC, Australian Chrysanthemum Council. Kalamunda Show, the 100th year, I won that.
Oh wow, 1998. Awarded to Ron Seaton, Introduction of New Cultivars.
It's the American Chrysanthemum Society.
That's
mine,
that's
Seton's
your
Galaxy.
chrysanthemum.
That's Seton's Galaxy on the front cover. But in there's all the different groups. It's so many prizes it's won. Now this here, that's my dad. And he used to show carnations, and I beat him that year. And I won the state championship, I beat him, you know, and as it says there, the master mastered. He didn't talk to me for a while.
Well-known local nurseryman and old master of carnation growing, Mr Percy Seaton with his son Ron. Mr Seaton, who has won the championship on several occasions previously, was narrowly beaten by Ron, possibly a case of the teacher having taught too well. The master mastered.
These are the anemones, or the cushion mums, and they come out with a cushion on them. Some have big, tall cushions like this one. See how that? But that cushion's not right out yet. But when that cushion's right out, it's like a big round ball on the top. I've been breeding chrysanthemums for 30, 40 years, and out of 100 chrysanthemums, I might keep one or two. And this particular one, I bred it, and I said, nah, it's not much good, but I sent it over to a friend in Victoria, and he said, I absolutely love that. Can I name it after my wife? And I said, go ahead. He named it Margaret Nelson, so I never named it, but he asked me if I could, you know, let him name it after his wife.
My
so.
music teacher was called Margaret Nelson. She was one of my favourite teachers. She was gorgeous.
Yeah, that's Margaret
Mrs.
Nelson.
Nelson.
Yeah.
Can we now see how you create these flowers? How do you make a new chrysanthemum?
Well, it's very involved in making a new chrysanthemum, especially the big ones, because these big ones, they just don't show any pollen. The poor little bees can't get into them.
All right.
And get any pollen, and they don't produce any. So you have to create a flower and then get the pollen off one and dob it into these, because when you look at these, you think it's a whole flower, but when you pull that out, that is a flower, a complete flower. Every petal, what we call a petal, it's got your stamens and everything in there. So being right down inside the flower, the bees can't get in there. So I have to absolutely mutilate the flower so I can get pollen into them, and then try to create something different.
So what happens? You dab the pollen into where?
Into that one, into there. That then goes to seed.
Oh, then you collect the seed.
Then I collect the seed, and I grow them from seed, and it takes, the first year they will flower, then after that, I grow them for at least 3 years, and if they're any good after that time I keep them, otherwise I just throw them out. So I produce thousands and thousands over the years and only kept very small amounts. So.
Wow.
This one here, I haven't released this one yet. It's a large exhibition, but when we do, we think we're going to call it Seton's Curly Top, because it just sort of comes out and just...
It looks like hair.
Looks like Mad Hair Day.
It does.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful colour, this one.
Oh, this is the thing, it's a different colour. And this is what you look for. When you're breeding stuff, you always look for a different colour. It'd probably be never any good on the show bench, but...
Why not?
It wouldn't compete against something that's got a lovely form like those ones, but it's different colour. But you'd still have to get perfection, and that, as far as a judge's eye, would be not perfection.
Right.
There's one here, like this one here. We released this one about 5 years ago. It's called Seton's Nectar. I don't normally like bronzes, but it was a colour a bronze that sort of it reflexed like that, and it's still got the little bit in the centre. It's not right out yet, but it's got a two-tone in it, which gives it a different character to it, sort of thing.
Who would have thought in the middle of Lesmurdy there's this little oasis of chrysanthemums, Mr Seaton? It's just a little secret garden behind here. Just beautiful, Mr Seaton. How clever. Thank you very much, Mr Seaton, for having us today and showing us all your beautiful varieties of chrysanthemums. And if you're happy to have us back, we'll come back at the end of the year so you can show us how to grow chrysanthemums from start to finish.
That sounds fine with me, and I hope we get a lot of new people growing them, and a pleasure to welcome you back again.
Thank you. Thanks for watching.
Okay.
Mr Seaton, you're such a professional.